Hello and welcome to another edition of the Conservation Games. It is me, Dirk, your moderator. Thank you for joining us. Today with me I have two sporting superstars. My last one I did was cricket versus rugby, and the trend continues as today we have Zimbabwean Travis Prend, played for Zimbabwe, Test cricket and one-day internationals. Travis, all the way from Qatar, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dirk. Good to be here, and pleasure to meet Nick, because obviously I'm a big Springbok supporter, so very glad to be taking part in this competition, but it will be nice to beat him today.
So Qatar for you, ex-Zimbabwean, just quickly, what has taken you to Qatar?
Well, obviously a pretty short cricket career, which ended up in the UK, needed a backup plan, and I thought, well, there was nothing better to do than maybe fly, because someone suggested that. I went up, did a flight, and I thought, well, this is something I could do as a career. And I ended up pursuing it, and I finished my training in the UK, and ended up flying in the UK for a couple of years, and just over 8 years here in Qatar now.
Wow, 8 years. Well, Travis, nice to have you. Reminder, Travis is from Team Lions. Who's your captain, Travis, Team Lions?
Hilton.
Hilton Mudariki. That is rugby scrum half for Zimbabwe, 7s and 15s. Captain, I think, currently. And we'll catch him live on the Conservation Games soon. Your competitor, all the way from Knysna, South Africa, and needs no introduction at all. Seen him on Supersport before. Nick Mallett, so nice to have you. Thank you for joining us, Nick.
Thanks, Dirk. Good to be here.
Nick, so a bit of time in Knysna. Is that where you live full time?
I actually live in Cape Town, but we were up here on holiday, and the lockdown started, and it's a beautiful place to stay during a very quiet, peaceful period. So it's just my wife and I, my kids. One is in London, one's in Joburg. So it's not as though we've got family around us. And we decided just to stick it out here. We've been here 2 months. It's been fantastic.
And I suppose champing at the bit for you to see a little bit of rugby live again, like most of us.
Well, I think all of us want live sport. You know, it's all very well seeing replays and getting chats about how it happened, but sport is interesting in that it's not knowing the score that makes any contest exciting, and that's what I think we're all crying out for. I can't wait for the rugby to start. It is obviously a full contact sport. Scrums, mauls, probably the last sport that's going to be allowed back given the COVID issues. So, but even if I could watch a good game of golf or a tennis game or whatever, it'll be great just to see live sport again.
Well, I can't wait to see my beloved Wallabies again, Nick.
Jeez, you obviously are used to getting your ass kicked if you support that team.
So we'll just leave that there. Right, let's get into the game. I've explained the rules for all the viewers out there. Reminder that Nick will ask Travis questions about Travis. Travis will then ask Nick questions about Nick. We'll then have a couple of conservation games. They'll spin it around. Nick will ask Travis on his knowledge on himself, and vice versa. And we finish with these fantastic cards they call the wacky wild cards. And we're going to see a little bit of action later on. So let's get straight into it. I have something in my hands. Nick, because you're the senior statesman, that's out of respect, that's all. You get to pick a hand. It's ring hand or no ring hand?
I'll go with a no ring hand.
Okay, so no ring hand means that Travis wins the toss. Travis, you will decide. Nick will find out about his cricket prowess a little bit later. But as you are going to play against Nick Mallett, we'll ask you whether or not you would like to kick him the ball first, or would you like to receive it first, Travis?
I'd like to kick the ball first, please.
Right, so you're going to kick the ball first. So as we start, Travis, we can tell you have 4 questions that you've received. You will pick 2 out of those 4, and you can get the game started for us, Travis.
Certainly. Okay, my first question to Nick. So, Nick, you played 2 test matches for South Africa against the South American Jaguars. Can you give us the score of one of these 2 games?
2 points, Nick. Can you remember?
Quick answer would probably be no. 32-15.
32-15. That is absolutely correct.
Oh, good.
32-15 was the one score. And one Nick Mallett scored 4 points in that series, Trav. A bit before your time when they changed the rule. Do you know how that works?
That was, yeah, he got a try. The try was worth 4 points at that time, if I remember.
So maybe you have done a little bit of homework. So great start from Nick Mallett. Travis, 2 points down to Nick, but obviously you have your questions. Your second question for Nick Mallett, please.
Okay, I had a couple of options, but I did look at this one. The Springboks' performance was remarkable under your experts' coaching skills. This was obviously rewritten, pre-written.
You didn't write this clearly.
This was especially so when Gary Tysman was captain. South Africa's most successful team captain with 36 wins. However, the team had many captains under your tenure. Can you name them all?
Wow.
Shall I tell you how many there were, Nick?
Yeah, please.
There were 5. So for
5.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Gary, obviously. Joost van der Westhuizen.
Yes.
Corné Krige.
Correct. You owe me 2. One should be quite easy. The other one.
Yeah, I've got him. I've just forgotten his name. So, played number 8 for Transvaal. Even though he went to school, he's a lawyer. I know exactly who it is. I've just lost him.
Okay,
I lost his name.
Quickly get the other one because you should know the other one.
Get the other one.
You owe me 2. You're going to kick yourself for not knowing this one. The whole of South Africa knows him.
Oh, South Africa knows him.
The whole of South Africa knows him.
Rassie Erasmus.
Correct.
And
so far, I'm going to give you one of the 2 points. But for your full quote, you're going to have to give me that last.
Fossey.
Correct. Andre Voss.
Andre Voss, thank you.
Jeez,
I was lucky there.
That was a little bit lenient there for you.
Sorry, man?
Was a little bit lenient there for you.
Yeah, well, as long as you lenient back to me, that's fine.
Let him see. Right, Nick, you're up. You lead 4 points to 0 after 2 questions. So both your questions successful. We now ask that we turn the tables. You have 4 questions there that I'm going to ask you to please pick 2 on Travis, please.
Okay, Travis. In your first test match, how many overs did you bowl?
Well, the only reason why I think I know this was I did some research this morning. 20.2 overs?
20.2, Trav.
20 overs?
There's one number there that's right.
Okay, I'll go with 20 overs.
It was 42.2 overs.
Oh, sorry. Are you going by innings or?
Travis?
Okay, 40.2.
Are you trying to skin a point there, Travis?
Fair enough. I was going by innings, but that wasn't the question.
Right. Second question, please, Nick.
Okay. What is your T20 strike rate according to ESPN Cricinfo?
Be very proud of that. Out of that, Travis.
Well, I mean, it has to be over.
Well, we'd like to think so. So you got that right, but you don't get a point for that.
I would say maybe 115.
Okay, I'm going to give you 10 either way, and I'm going to tell you 115 is a little way out, but I'm going to give you 10 either way for 2 points. So would you like to have another guess?
Okay, 140.
It was 141, Travis.
Wait.
Good effort.
So finally, Travis' friend off the mark as we finish our first round. What was your cricketing background, Nick? Did you have much?
Yeah, I actually played for UCT, played for Oxford University, and in those days you could play a summer sport and a winter sport. But when I came back to South Africa, I had to choose, and I was a better rugby player than a cricketer.
Okay, good. So I'm going to start with your first two questions. We've spoken about your favorite park being the Lower Zambezi. You're talking about between Karita and Kanyemba, am I right?
I was, yeah.
Right. So can you tell us the distance from the dam wall to Kanyemba where the Zambezi flows into Mozambique? So I'll give you 10 kilometers either side.
Dirk, I'm going to have a guess of maybe 210 kilometers.
Nick, do you want to have a stab at that? Gee, I tell you, I've got no idea where it starts. I don't even know. I would say 210. I would say a bit more than that. Go, yeah, closer to 400.
400. Right. So I gave you 10 either side. No one gets the point. Travis, you were the closest. 230 kilometers.
Good.
Not even half a point.
No, Trav, this is a tough school. This is a tough school. We don't give half points. Right, here we go. Travis, your second question. You mentioned that your favorite animal is a sable. What's the gestation period for a sable?
234 days.
So I'm going to give you 1 point because you normally get 2. I'll give you 1 point. So you were really close on the Zambezi River. You probably fell in the water 20 k's short. I mean, eaten by a crocodile. And your baby sables come out slightly premature, only slightly premature. So we put it on a ventilator. Okay. It's all healthy, but it's actually 9 months, same as a human being.
Okay. Interesting.
Our wildlife needs help. Tourism to Africa is at an all-time low. You can assist by liking and sharing the conservation games. You can contribute financially by hitting the donate button on the Zambezia.com website. Let's get together and back up the frontline conservation team.
Right, well, here we go. Your first question. Hwange National Park in Zimbabwe is Zimbabwe's largest national park. It is also the park that is home to Zimbabwe's largest population of elephant. However, here's your curveball. Does Hwange National Park have rhino?
They certainly did have. I was only 6 years old. It was in 1962 when I last went there. But hell, I hope they do.
We reckon.
Yeah, it's a yes or no, isn't it? Listen, yep. I'm going to say yes.
What do you reckon?
It might be a black rhino.
Jeepers, this guy's either been watching David Attenborough, Travis, or he's been Googling lots of questions, or he knows Robin and Luke, and they'll be giving him inside scoop. There's about 10 black rhino there, but no white rhino.
Yeah, good effort.
Wow.
Jeepers, I should have given you someone easy to play against, like Grant Flower, Travis.
I thought you were going to give me the circumference of the Hwange Park. I had absolutely no idea.
Well, funny enough, you say that. Here's your next question. Your favorite animal is a leopard. On average, how long do you think a leopard lives in the wild? I'll give you 2 years either side.
I'd say it would be between 10 and 12. So I'll go 10. I'll go on the low side, 10.
Trav, for 1 point, would you like to have a guess if Nick isn't correct?
I think, as a guess, maybe a bit lower, maybe 7 or 8 years.
I'm going to give no points. You were close, Nick, but unfortunately it's not worth a point. It's 15 years.
Jeez.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
unusual.
It's time for our switch arounds. So, Nick, you're going to ask Travis questions about yourself. You have 4 questions there. and you may start. These questions worth 2 points each. 2 out of those 4, please.
Okay. Yeah, I was born in England in 1956 in Hertfordshire. When I was 6 weeks old, my family moved. Where did we go to and why?
You moved to, well, at the time it was called Rhodesia in Marindera. Your dad became an English teacher at Peterhouse.
You've been swatting it up.
You've been swatting up, Travis. That is correct. So I didn't know that, Nick. How long did you live in Zimbabwe for?
My dad was a housemaster at Peterhouse, and I stayed. I was there. We left it when I was 7 years old. He became headmaster of bishops in Cape Town.
Wow. Well, we hope you enjoyed your time there.
We loved it.
You have one more question, Nick, for Travis.
Okay. Under my guidance, the Springboks went on a record winning streak. How many consecutive wins did we have? Trick question.
Okay, so a trick question based on Google or Wikipedia?
On truth.
From the information and what I can remember, Nick, I would say it's 17, but obviously that might not be the correct answer if there's the truth. There might be more. If you base it, if it was a test match or a legitimate test match, I would say.
No, that's a go ahead.
Yes, 17 is correct.
Yeah. The reason why it was a trick question, because if you had said, how many did you have? I only had 16, because the team got a win under Carl Duplessis just before I took over. So
okay.
That made it the 17. But I didn't get 17 in a row. Just with the team that I coached, we got 16, and then unfortunately lost that last one. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Don't ask me rugby questions. I'm quite happy, I think.
Right. Well, let's see how this goes. So at the end of that round, Travis has snuck into the lead by 1 point. Obviously, Nick still has his 2 questions, but Travis, at the end of question number 10, you lead 7 points to 6. And I'll ask that you ask Nick some questions about yourself.
Okay, Nick, probably going back when I was at school, I suppose. What was my cricketing nickname?
Chunks.
Yeah, that's one of them, I would agree. Is that right, Vil?
That is correct. Apparently you had another one, Trav, that I've got down here. Not that Nick needs to get it, but do you want to clear up how you got testosterone?
Well, it was probably when I was in my 2nd or 3rd year of high school. Being a fast bowler, and I was pretty friendly, and one of my teammates did say to me, he said, come on, Trav, you need to get a bit more testosterone going here, you need to be a bit more aggressive. So it's like a smiling assassin, bowl you a bouncer but smile at you and like, no, you're okay, but I'm going to hurt you, but I'm quite happy.
My second question, Travis.
Okay. Hopefully it's probably pretty straightforward if you've done a little bit of research, but how old was I when I played my first test match?
19 years old.
That is correct, Nick.
There we go.
Travis trails Nick by 1 point, 8 points to 7, right? So what there are these 5 cards, and they are worth 5 points. Right? But to get 5 points, you almost have to be the animal yourself. There's no chance of getting 5 points, right? But your action could potentially sway the result of this game. Not that the result is ultimately the outcome of the game, because all your points add up to your team scores. But I'm going to ask, see, Nick, you lead. I have 5 cards there. So from this side, how many that way which one would you like from this side?
We'll take the middle one, the 3rd one.
All right. So, Nick, I would like to see yours and your team's best Hippo, Yawn, and Grunt, please.
Oh, I'll have to take my jacket off for this one. Okay. All right. We have to move across.
Hey, I like the outfit.
We like your outfit. Very nice.
Got the socks on too, eh? Okay. Water is my bed. Okay, about the bed level. Can I get down that low?
Got you.
Facing forward. Can you see me there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That is outstanding. Right. So before, Nick, that is world class. That's actually better than stocks. That was outstanding. Right. So I'm not going to judge you yet. All right. Because I don't want to be unfair. So I'm going to ask Travis first. A little bit of a shuffle, Trav.
Nick, very impressive.
Cheers. Thanks, Butch.
Right.
That's how I get up every morning.
I practiced a few others, but not that way.
So from this side, pick a card, Trav.
I'll still go with the third one, please.
So yours is a fish, eagle, flap, and call, Travis. You can decide on whether or not you want to sit or you want to get up so you can get those lungs open like Nick did, you know.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna maneuver so I have a bit of space to catch the fish on the approach. Is that all right?
Yeah. Very good.
Very good, Travis. Very good. I tell you what, Jen. I can't separate
Outstanding,
those.
but
I can't separate those two. So I'm going to give you 3 points each for your fish eagle and your hippo. You guys have gone beyond the call of duty. Very good. Right. So Trav, you get 3. Nick 3. What means is that at the end of the game, Travis 10 points and Nick has pipped you by 1 point. He wins 11 points to 10. But
well done, Nick. Very well played. Thank you very much. That was brilliant.
Cheers, Travis.
Right, before we shut the show down, gents, Nick, your final words on conservation. You said that you make your way to the Kruger often. Obviously, these games that we're playing, they're a little bit of fun, but more importantly, it's about saving animals, isn't it?
This is absolutely critical for the future. What I've always said is that my generation has probably been the luckiest of all generations. We've been better off than our parents. And one of the ways we've been better off is that we've been able to afford to go to game reserves, to game parks. And I've always been terrified that my grandchildren will not have the ability to see what I've seen during my life. So well done, guys. It's absolutely superb what you're doing.
Well, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. Nick, I see you half dressed to go and try and fish for some oysters with your costume on. Go and enjoy
exactly.
that. And absolute pleasure having you on the show. And
thanks,
we look forward to seeing you back on SuperSport. Hopefully we'll get some rugby up and playing soon. Trav, to you in Qatar, good luck there. We hope that the planes start flying soon. Yeah, good to see you. Just a reminder that Nick Mallett of the, just confirming your team, the Buffaloes, has beaten Travis Friend of the Lions by 1 point, 11 points to 10. And those of you out there watching, if you'd like to contribute or make a donation or just be involved, go to the webpage www.zambezia.com and have a look. The details are all there, all the people that we're supporting and the organizations, and obviously all the players that will give you a full background. Thank you very much for watching. Gents, thanks for playing. Until the next conservation games, it's goodbye from us.